For a third day in a row, abortion rights supporters and anti-abortion rights supporters rallied in cities across the nation. It's in response to High Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, which established the constitutional right to abortion. People held demonstrations in Indianapolis to Los Angeles and down south in Atlanta and in Charlotte. The ruling came after a case involving a Mississippi law that banned abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Darren Haynes. Now, earlier today, people on both sides returned outside of the Supreme Court. Let's go to the High Court, where people on both sides are still gathering. Rafael Sanchez Cruz is live there. And Rafael, you spoke to groups on both sides of the issue. What was the sentiment like?
Well, Darren, we definitely heard outrage on this third day, but attendees on both sides of the issue are saying they're looking to what's next.
Keep your religion off my body!
Third day of protests in front of the U.S. Supreme Court following the overturn of Roe.
I don't care if you want to practice Christianity. That is your choice.
Those against Friday's ruling attempted to drown out anti-abortion advocates, leading to tense moments. Both sides of the issue are gearing up for what's next.
Everyone thinks that now as pro-lifers we've won, and we really haven't. This is just the beginning. It's just the first step. Instead of having one big fight at the federal level, we now have 50 at the state levels.
Lisa Anderson is with the anti-abortion group Live Action. She says her group is using the momentum from Friday's decision to push states for additional bans on abortion pills and traveling to other states for abortion services.
I would like to see them go with no abortion at all.
Abortion rights advocates have their eyes set on the midterm elections and states where abortion services are protected.
I think it's time for state legislatures to make sure that abortion will remain legal in their states that will prove as haven states. So a lot of patients from hostile states will need to travel to other blue states that will continue to provide abortions.
One of those so-called haven states is Maryland, where the former board president of Planned Parenthood Maryland and candidate for Lieutenant Governor Michelle Seery is calling for a special session of the General Assembly on the issue.
We need to pass the legislation that we started in January that will create a constitutional amendment, that will lead to a constitutional amendment in Maryland enshrining the right to an abortion.
Others are focusing their efforts on grassroots organizations fighting for reproductive rights.
Get in contact with those organizations, volunteer. If they are no longer looking for volunteers, donate. Volunteer for other phone lines in places that are not necessarily in your local area.
Groups continue organizing demonstrations in the upcoming days, one asking people to show up to the Supreme Court on July 4th wearing red, white, and blue. Live at the Supreme Court, I'm Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.